All right. Hey, Facebook, what's happening? It's Dave Simney, 12-Minute Mentor, coming to you live from Los Angeles, and I have a very special guest tonight. We started this interview a little earlier, and my phone actually overheated. That's how hot it is here in LA. So we got the air conditioning turned up, we got the Bluetooth turned off, and we are ready to bring our special guest on tonight. This is a person who is a legend in the direct selling and network marketing industry. He is somebody that I've had the pleasure of hearing speak at least half a dozen times. In fact, when I was on the corporate team of a direct sales company, we invited him as our keynote speaker. He does keynotes all around the world on all the continents, and he flies around and trains people how to get to yes, how to train their brains to be able to say the right things so that prospects will say yes to you. And it's a pretty exciting thing that you're going to hear. You're going to hopefully learn a few things tonight, how to keep it simple, how to kind of train your brain a little bit to have the mind of a prospect. So if you do any kind of sales, and by the way, we're all in sales. We really, truly are all in sales. And if you are able to not overcomplicate the situation and say the right kinds of things, it doesn't matter what you're selling or what you're doing. You know, the techniques that he trains are truly groundbreaking, and they're easy to pick up. So I'm really excited to interview Tom Big Al Schreiter tonight. So this is going to be super, super fun. All right, I've got him right here, and he is going to jump on the line right now. I just invited him, and we're going to get started. I'm super excited to share this with you because I first heard Tom speak probably about 7 or 8 years ago, and we brought him on a call, and he just blew everybody with humor and with his knowledge and how he approaches every situation. So we're going to pick his brain tonight. So coming to you live from Chicago, it is Tom Big Al Schreiter. How are you, sir?
Hey, working good this time. We're good. We're doing good.
Yeah, it's working great. I'm so excited. We had a couple little trial runs, but that's technology for you. So, Tom, where are you just coming in from, and where are you going next in your journeys around the world?
I just came in from London. I'm in Chicago today and heading out to California next week.
All right. Well, I'm excited. I know you're doing a bunch of events in Southern California. And for those of you who don't know you, your books are on bigalbooks.com, and I love your books. How many books have you written?
Over 35 books, but yeah, a lot of books.
Wow, 35 books. And are all of them, how many as a percentage of your books are specifically geared toward direct sales or network marketing versus just general sales?
A little over 25. So that covers the basic skills of network marketing.
How long did it take you to get to the point where you felt qualified to start writing books on the subject?
Oh, I wrote my first book back in the 70s, and it was just a manual for my team so they could learn a few phrases and what to say. And it just made it easy to teach them, that's all. And then another book, and over time they accumulate.
So you don't have a sales background, right? Or did you come out of the womb selling your mom on breast milk or something?
No, I was a mathematician, studied engineering. Yeah, a total nerd, no verbal skills whatsoever, totally unqualified for this in every way.
Wow. So you were able to develop it. Tell us about your first year in network marketing.
First year in 10 months, no distributors, no customers, everything else is good. But the year in 10 months, a total failure. And I just didn't know I could quit. I just thought you signed up for life. I was pretty naive, just young, just starting. And then my wife said, "Hey, dear, how's your business coming? Baby 2 number on the way." And I said, "Well, it's consistent." And then she says, "You better suck it up and learn how to do this really quick." So I was told.
Wow. Did you do it full time at the start, or were you part time?
Part time. And the problem was I just didn't know what to do. I had a good attitude. I was positive, went to all the meetings, but I just, they didn't tell me that I had to learn commercial talk versus social talk. So I was doing social talk and nothing was happening.
Wow, that's exciting. And at what point in your career did you decide to go out and help other people professionally? In other words, being, I guess, company neutral, if you will. What point did you decide I can inspire so many more people with that journey as an author and a speaker for other companies?
That just happened by accident. After I wrote the book, and people said, "Well, there's this nerd who terrible speaker, but he just says the right words." So they invited me all over the world to say, "Just say these words. We don't care how bad you are. We just want to know what to say so we can do it." And that's
Wow.
been the story of the last 40 some years.
Well, that's exciting. I'd love to give. We're gonna tell everyone about your events and your website again. But what I'd love to do in the few minutes we have with you, and I know you're jet lagged, so I appreciate your time tonight, and it's so great to talk to you again and see you again. I'd love to just throw a couple objections out at you and just kind of hear some off the cuff. Because what I love about you is you can have 15 different ways of saying the same thing, but they're all essentially the same thing, and it's pretty exciting. So let's say you're selling a product and somebody says to you, it's too expensive. This liquid collagen you're selling, it's too expensive. How would you handle that objection?
Well, they're thinking they can get it at the dollar store, and we want to tell them about our patent and the quality and the research, and they don't really care. But we can say these words and stop it in the tracks. And this is the coolest answer. When they say it's too expensive, say, "Yes, it is expensive." And they will say, "Huh, you listen to me. The company wanted to make a cheaper version, but they knew it wouldn't work. And they didn't want to rip you off." And that totally destroys the price thing. And they think, wait a minute. That means that whatever price you charge is the lowest possible price they could charge for that much quality. And if I buy something cheaper, well, I can't go to the competition now. It's probably not going to work. I'll lose my money. We're done. And it's one of the coolest answers for objections we've ever come across.
I love it. What do you say to the researchers out there who will eat McDonald's every night, but the second you put a healthy product in front of them, they have a PhD in microbiology and chemistry. What do you say to those people that say, I need to do some more research? Can you send me all the studies?
Well, that's the green personalities, all the analytical people. And we should kind of cut that off before we even get started. So when we meet them and realize they're one of these analytical people, we should just say, "Are you looking to get some better health now, or are you just in the information collecting stage? Or for opportunity, are you looking to start a business and earn money now, or are you just in the information collecting stage?" And that really separates them. And they have to say, "Well, I'm looking to do something now." And that stops all that.
What about the person that says, you know, what about the person that says, that's all great, Tom, but I got to talk to my husband before we make this $50 decision.
Yeah. So let me give you a different one. This one's always fun. One of the personalities is called the red. These are people that are in charge, like telling other people what to do. They're the drivers. So this is just kind of humorous. So if the lady says, "I need to talk to my husband," we could probably say, "Yes, you probably should." Most women have to ask their husband permission for every little thing they do. That's just humor. But if they do need to ask their spouse, and they say, "Well, we need to think it over for a long, long time," I says, "Think it over, take all the time you want, but just do me a favor." And then what we're going to do is remind them every day of our business. So I'm going to say, tomorrow morning when you put the keys in your car at 7 a.m., just ask yourself, do you want to be leaving your family at 7 a.m. in the morning? And is this the car of your dreams? And they'll do that the next morning, but they'll think about that every morning. And pretty soon, like we mentioned earlier, 3 weeks from now, the boss gets mad at them. The person next to them is clipping their toenails at work. The traffic's bad. They're going to remember us. And they're going to say, "Hey, now's my time. I'm done thinking it over."
Oh, that's so cool. I love it. And one of the biggest objections I think we have when somebody's starting a new business, other than price, uh, obviously time is the time objection. I just don't have time. And you started in your part-time, but what do you say to somebody if they just, are so fixated on this, they're so busy being busy, but they're not busy creating wealth?
Well, I say when they say, well, I don't have any time, I says, yeah, you don't have any time. That's why I'm talking to you now, because you don't want to be that way for the rest of your life. No time, never see your children or do anything before you die. So let's sit down now and figure out a way that you can do this in 5 minutes a day so you can eventually get out of this mess. And I say, yeah.
Well, one of the best words I ever learned from you, Tom, was could you do me a favor? And without going into all the reasons why, could you do me so well in so many different situations? Because it's such an easy, nonchalant way to just, if anybody asks you, could you do me a favor? The instant response, and I learned, and I think you taught me this, I learned to nod my head yes when you at the same time in person. People normally just nod their head back. Unless you're in, well, I don't know if it's Thailand, but I know for a fact in Nepal I did that one time, and yes is actually this. So that gets a little confusing. But when you say, could you do me a favor, most people want to know what it is you're asking, and most people are open to doing that. Haven't you found that? And is that a big fundamental part of your training?
Yeah, well, we can put this on steroids. We can put the words, I am just curious in front of it. So if you say, I'm just curious, that means open up your heart, tell me anything you want, I'll help you, I'm obligated. So I'm just curious, could you do me a favor? Putting those together, we're good to go.
And now we can ask any question in the world, and I feel like it's just instantly lets their guard down, right?
Absolutely. We can take the meanest person in the world and pretty much melt them just by saying, I'm just curious, could you do me a favor?
Oh, so awesome. I want to keep you on here for 3 hours, but that's why you have events and books, so you can go get some sleep. And so here's what I want to do. Two things. One is I want to tell everyone where they can get your books. So that's bigalbooks.com, right? Does that go to Amazon?
Yeah.
What happens when you go to
I'm sorry, you broke up?
What happens when you go to bigalbooks.com?
If they go to bigalbooks.com, they can actually download some audios, free audios on magic words. That's kind of cool. And there's a book there, Why I Need to Do Network Marketing. And you see a list of all my network marketing books there, which is quite a few.
Now, you have thousands of people in your Facebook group. What is your Facebook group called? And can anybody join it to learn from your community? Because I know you post every day. I think every day that you're not on an airplane, you're posting really helpful tips.
Yeah, there's the group is called Network Marketing Questions, and we set it up so anybody could, they don't need a coach or anything, just ask the question, you get about 20 different answers, and you pick and choose which one kind of fits you. So it's a group of people that believe that closing comes before presentation, so they're a bit more advanced than somebody just starting. So it's going to be fun. You just go there, it's free, it's called Network Marketing Questions. You're just not allowed to steal distributors or pitch anything. They just keep it all generic, but a lot of good ideas and cool stuff to say.
Yeah, it's an incredible community. I love it. It's actually really addicting. I like to get in there and answer everybody's question, and I found it's a good way to really handle objections quickly and get a lot of knowledge. Network Marketing Questions is the name of the group. If you're not in there, you got to be on there. Very cool. And last thing I was going to show, let's recap some of your dates. This live will probably live on, but for those of you that are in California and it's in July, let's start with a one. It's Sunday, July 20th in Pasadena, California, and that is at 5 p.m. And the other date is the 21st, which is a Monday night in Ontario, California. I will be at that one. That's at 7 p.m. These are 3-hour workshop. Your charge for your events is so reasonable. It's $30, which I mean you would spend double that at dinner at Olive Garden for you and a spouse. So there's that. And then the 24th of July in La Mesa, the San Diego area. Where can they go, Tom, to get exact specifics on that? And I'm gonna post the links in the comments to this video. But is there a place they could go directly to those events?
Yeah, they could. Well, if they go to bigalbooks.com, there's a place you just click and it says workshops, and you can go that way. But like I say, you have all the links and stuff that you'll put on your group, so that's easy for them.
Very cool. So before we let you go, I just want to pick your brain with one more thing. And you talk about this a lot. How long does it take the average person to make up their mind about a decision of whether they want to buy or not?
Going to make up their mind uh, instantly. So that's less than 10 seconds. That's pretty quick. And I'll do a quick demo. I tell people you can make up your mind uh, in little as 2 words. And they say, really? And I give them the 2 words. I say, Donald Trump. And instantly they say, pro or con, they've already made up their mind. And then I say, chocolate. And, oh, yeah, the LA Dodgers. Okay. And Coach Persis. Yeah, okay. The human brain makes instant decisions based upon programs and stuff that happened in the past. It has nothing to do with our silly presentation, unfortunately. We wish it was true, but it's not. So what we do is get them to say, yes, I want the benefit, or yes, I want to join your business. And then after that, it's just a matter of us filling in the details, which is we can do in our sleep. Pretty easy.
They talk about follow-up being between 5 and 12 times you got to follow up, but isn't it to some extent you're almost doing more harm than good if you're just constantly, following up all the time? I mean, what do you say to somebody that was interested right away and now they're kind of, joining the witness protection program? I mean, is it even worth going after it, or are there some words that we can get to spark their interest?
We can follow up all we want. I tell people you're going to follow up if you do a bad job the first time. So do a better job the first time. But if you do have to follow up and call people, you will notice that they pretend their voicemail doesn't work, that their internet connection went off, they didn't see you on the other side of the room. And that would be a subtle hint that we kind of blew it. It's not that the follow up was hard, it's that we did a bad job initially. But I did hear something that was kind of cool. For those that hate follow up but still want to do it, you say, well, okay. Follow up is something that we don't do to people. Follow up is something we do for people. So to help them make a decision because we did a bad job the first time, okay. But we should do a better job the first time and sort it out in the first 10 seconds so we don't have to do that harassment for 10 years. Are you ready yet? Are you ready yet? That's pretty ugly. So we can use what's called an automatic follow-up. And that is you just place an idea in their head to do all the follow-up for you so you don't have to do it. Here would be an example. Let's just say that you had a product, a collagen product that took care of wrinkles from the inside. So somebody says, oh, I don't know about it. You say, well, do I call them every day? Do I call them every day? That's going to be ugly. So why don't you say this? Say, hey, you know how it works. Thanks a bunch. But just could you do me a favor? Every morning when you're in front of the mirror and look in the mirror, just take a look at the wrinkles and ask yourself, should I keep putting stuff on top, or should I just fix it from the inside like I should? That's all. Just ask yourself that in the morning, and you're done. They're going to ask that every morning, and at some point, when the time is ready, they'll remember you and remember you fondly.
I wonder, do I want to go to sleep and lose wrinkles, or do I want to keep buying the face cream?
Right. Or, when you go to bed at night, if you can't fall asleep because of the crinkling of your face, hey, all of a sudden people will remind themselves every day. So we just do a little time delay word picture and they're all set. You don't have to follow up. It's all automatic.
Now, are your workshops interactive? Do you take questions? And we've got some viewers right now that if they entered like one quick question real quick, do you have time for just a quick question if anybody's curious about you or your workshops?
Sure. Well, I got time, but if the workshops are all interactive, that's why we do workshops, or else we just do a Zoom.
Perfect. So that's what I remember, when you do a keynote, that's one thing. You can get a ton of content, but when it's a workshop, we get to actually interact with and get a lot of really great personalized feedback. So for instance, let's say you're in a company that sells weight loss or something, you'll get some really good one-liners from Big Al about geared specifically toward that. And so that's what I love about the personal attention. So guys, if you have any questions, go ahead and enter them in the comments here really quickly. We'll take one question before we let you go. And the website again is bigalbooks.com. Super excited for July 20th. And that's going to be in Pasadena. And then of course, July 21st in Ontario, and then July 24th down in San Diego. These are all evening events, which is great. And they're 3-hour workshops. Make sure you're on time. You get there on time. I have a very special offer for anybody on my team specifically. I'm gonna take care of the first 10 people that RSVP. So that is just my special offer. So I'm going to share this in my group with my team. If you are in the Southern California area, you definitely want to check out the Big Al. And so last but not least, where are you headed next? Out of California, where are you headed? And how often do you get out here for these events? Because I feel like or something.
I only get out about once a year. I only get to the States like 3 times a year, so try to fit in what I can. But if there's no questions, let me just leave everybody with a quick close, because even if you can't get on to one of the workshops, at least you can use this close. And this is an easy one for new people, because that's what we're talking about at this workshop. Just say this, THIS either works for you or not. So what do you want to do? So let me show you what you substitute for this. So fixing your wrinkles from the inside either works for you or not. So what do you want to do? Or having an extra check instead of getting by on one paycheck either works for you or not. So what do you want to do? Or losing weight one time and keeping it off forever either works for you or not. So what do you want to do? Simple close, no rejection, gives people options, and it's so much fun to do. So there's a quick close.
Love it. Tom Big Al Schreiter. Hey, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for giving a bunch of little nuggets tonight on this live. Follow everybody at Network Marketing Questions. You can join that group. Check out bigalbooks.com. And I will see you in less than a week. I'm super excited. Thank you so much, Tom, and for all that you do for our industry and for me, and just what an inspiration you've been. And more than anything, I'll just dote on you for 5 more seconds. You are so approachable and humble that it just, of all the gurus, there's so many gurus out there, and you're the guy that takes time for every single person. And a lot, especially it meant a lot to me early on in my career. And the skills that I've learned from you have been invaluable to my business. So, Tom, thank you for your mentorship and your guidance. And we'll see you very soon, my friend.
See you in Ontario.
All right. Bye-bye, guys.